Hey, what's going on, everybody? We
Hello,
are
hello, hello.
live with Tailgate Talk with Perpetual Projects. Travis Good. I'm sure we've. I'm not
I had to think
sure
about
we've
it.
only got. Yeah, which way to go?
Yeah,
So far we got in the chat that I see, anyways. Unless something's going on, but Cyrus
that's all
G
I'm
says
seeing.
hello. That's all I'm seeing so far. Might just be a slow night. That's fine. Yeah, it's just showing one. Hey, quality control
Hey,
is
that's
here.
quality control.
I've decided this is going to be my tailgate talk shirt.
Nice.
I don't really want to wear it and get it dirty or anything like that. So I'm just going to wear this for my tailgate talk. So it's comfortable. It's very
Yeah,
comfortable.
that's those are Bella canvas shirts. That's what we
Yeah.
bought to do our screen printing with. I love them. My the when I used to do the remodeling stuff. Oh,
Uh oh. We've lost visual. We could hear you. We just can't see you.
why does it?
There you are.
I wonder what happened. Big Block's here.
Hey, Steven.
When I was doing remodeling stuff, they were buying shirts that they gave us to wear, and she bought some Bella Canvas shirts, and they were awesome. So we searched those out to do the screen printing on.
Yeah.
I love them, and they don't
Yeah.
shrink.
I mean, it's comfortable. It's thin. It's comfortable. But of course, I wasn't sure. I'm not sure if I should bring this up in front of everybody, but you know, what better place? Are you? It's a question for you in quality control. Is Perpetual Projects going to do screen printing for other people?
Um, we'll see what quality control says.
Okay.
My gut reaction is not at this point because we haven't had enough
Yeah.
practice to be ready to do it for somebody else. Like honestly, we haven't really done much with it since we made a couple of shirts.
Yeah.
So until we get some more practice making designs and things like that, no, we probably won't be selling or selling screen printing services.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's the answer. I thought I'd bring it up just to give you guys a hard time because I mean that's the way my mind thinks. Like, ooh, that's a whole nother way to make income. But then it's a whole nother way to consume all of your time.
Yes, and I don't love screen printing enough to get into it.
Yeah.
And yeah, like she said, right now we're limited to one color T-shirts, but we're
Well,
gonna.
square body stuff shirts are just white or black. Just saying.
We're actually so I'm not afraid to say it, our screen printing thing has or our merch thing has kind of been a flop, and I'm
Well,
thinking that's because I don't think our designs are very cool. Like I think that I thought they were cool, and now that I see them on shirts all the time, I don't think they're that cool.
well, this is cool. I like
Yes,
this.
that's a
So,
one-off shirt. But that's not screen
well,
printed.
oh, it's not.
No,
You guys, did you guys do this or is this
yeah, no, we made it. She made it with heat
okay?
transfer vinyl.
Oh,
Chucky's
okay.
here.
Yeah, Chucky,
Ryan's here.
Ryan is here.
Well,
Going on,
so
guys.
I love that shirt too, but we can't sell that shirt.
Why?
That's a one-off Chad only shirt, and
Oh,
that's a square body stuff because race
well,
truck, not us.
I'm releasing the rights. If you wanted to sell it on your, uh, I mean, anybody can use the hashtag because race truck. That's the whole point of it. And if someone wants to make shirts of it, I don't care if I get any royalties. It's just the fact if I see someone else use that hashtag or it's on a shirt that they're wearing that they didn't get from me, it's like, that's cool. I'm not saying that I came up with the Because Race Truck hashtag, but when I first started using it, it wasn't because on is it Facebook or Instagram, it shows you how many times it's been used. And when I first started using it, it didn't come up as like, oh, it's been used 1,000 times. No, it's like, because you recently used this.
Yeah.
Diner's here.
Shellman's here.
Shellman's here. Yeah, Shellman's here. Ryan said it's not. It's just a statement. It's a movement. Because race truck.
Yeah.
No, I just wanted to give you a hard time on about the screen printing thing because I pretty much knew what the answer was, but
It's I don't know. It's not as fun as we thought it was going to be.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, is she saying it's a lifestyle, the
Because
screen
race truck.
printing, or because race truck?
Yeah. It's all consuming.
Yeah. Pure Pontiac Garage is in here. Oh wow.
Oh wow.
That's
a lot.
that's a lot. Way more than I expected because like I said, when I first started using it, it didn't have anything much. I mean, not that I can remember. So hopefully it's caught on, and I mean I have had the questions on some comments like I don't understand this Because Race Truck thing. Like, well, it started out as a joke because Squeaky was never intended to be a real race truck. Squeaky was just something to have fun with to make it look like a race truck.
Any truck that you take racing is a race truck.
Well, yeah.
So I had the same when we first started the red truck, the extra parts. Amber kept calling it a drag truck. I'm like, it's not a drag truck. It's a truck we're gonna take drag racing.
Yeah.
I mean, when I think like drag truck, I'm thinking like fat tire drag truck, not an 89 Dodge with some slicks on it.
Well,
a 90 Dodge with some slicks on it.
But still race truck.
Yep, it's a race truck.
Yeah, Busted Grill. Jacob with Busted Grill showed up. He actually showed up at my shop a couple of days ago, Sunday, and we done some trading. And yeah, we've been kind of working out a deal here for a little while. If you're not familiar with who Jacob with Busted Grill Garage is, he's a friend of mine that I've met a few years ago. He used to work at the O'Reillys here, the next town over at Mountain Grove. Younger kid, about the same age as my kids, and got to know him, helped him build his first motor, putting his 67 Impala that he calls Rufus. And now he's wanting to take Rufus and do more with that 67 Impala with the original 2-speed power glide. So he's wanting a set of small block heads. And he's been after me for a little bit about those, the L98, whatever those, the casting number 128, those Corvette heads, those aluminum Corvette heads I was going to originally use on the 339 stroker, which now that I've got the heads, those Speedmaster heads, I don't have use for those other ones. So he's been kind of after me a little bit about them. I said, okay, I don't know. He's like, hey, I just bought a brand new Lunati camshaft for big block. He said, I've decided not to do big block stuff yet. So would you want to trade it? I was like, it's it's a little bit bigger than what's in that 454 that's in Squeaky right now. It's a Lunati Voodoo 268, 276, something like that. At 50, if I remember right, it's like 227, 234 duration. Like 540 something lift on the exhaust is the only one I remember on the lift, but it's not huge. It's still hydraulic flat tap. It's not huge, but it's bigger than what I got in that truck. It's like, what, let's just do it. Let's just trade. And then my snowball,
Are you trying
snowball
to
in
tell
my
us
head.
we can get in a camshaft?
Well, I'm fighting myself from opening or starting that snowball right now. It's like I just need to stay on course with the big block just the way it is. Take it to the track, make a couple passes with it, hit it with the nitrous a couple times. I would really like to put on that hub dyno and get some numbers off of it, and then hopefully by then get the 339 ready. I'll have the 339 ready by then, hopefully, and swap them out. Then that big block that was originally going to go back into my rock crawler, I think I discussed this last week maybe, might be going into cream puff. So now I've got a bigger camshaft that'll go in that big block before it goes into cream puff. And I decided to go ahead and use those aluminum big block heads that I've got. They're sitting on the shelf. Might as well throw them on there too. So yeah, I'm trying to fight myself from, because with the big block, I mean, I could pull a cam and stuff in that while the engine's in the truck, but it's almost easier just to pull it out.
Yeah.
So I thought, no, I'm not going to do that. Big block's going to stay the way it is, and we'll put the cam and stuff in there later. But that's what me and Jacob were up to. Oh, right. Do not seek the treasure. It's some "Oh brother, where art thou?" quote.
I don't believe I've seen that.
You haven't seen "Oh brother, where art thou"? Well, it's one of my top. Very easily could be one of my top 10, maybe my top 5 movies.
Oh wow.
Oh, yeah, it has begun.
Yeah.
The thing is it could. Right now, I've been trying to just get the truck itself ready to go to drag strip, and that's overshadowing the finishing the 339. And if I decide to do the big block thing, then it's like then the 339 gets put off even more because I've only got so much time after I do work and and everything else. Yeah, I'm trying not to let the snowballs
I vote for finish the 339, put it in the truck, and while the big block's out, fix it back up, and then when you get ready, and then if you don't like the 339, put the big block back and put the 339 in cream puff, or put the 454 in cream puff.
Yeah, that is a very, very feasible scenario too. I think I discussed that maybe in a prior life that might be a possible scenario because cream puff was originally a 305 truck from the factory. So I thought, well, maybe put 305 back in, but it has a little more cubic inches, a little more stroke. Because the camshaft that's in that going to be going in the 305 is perfectly streetable. It's not going to have ridiculous compression, but it is going to be built enough to where on down the road, if I wanted to put some sort of a whirly bird air shover inner on it, it can handle it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's so many. There's so many snowballs just waiting to consume me. I've got to watch out.
Yeah. I hear you.
Yeah, Big Box Ace has been doing some house projects. I've had to finish one. Not necessarily to get Mrs. Square Body out of my hair. It's just it needed to be done, and it's been bugging me. I was like, I'm just gonna get it done and be done with it, and then I can move on. She's really good about not bugging me about stuff. I may be way behind on the chat here. Seen the Ugly Truck Experience popped in.
Yeah.
Robert Magny is here. Turbo Tom. Let's see. Oh no, man.
Oh, that
Yeah, we've
stinks.
only got a couple machine shops real close-ish to me. So actually, the closest one is like 30 miles away.
I haven't even started searching for a machine shop here yet.
Yeah.
All my machine work I've been hauling back to Colorado and getting it done while I'm there. So the one that I've been using is 1,200 miles away,
Oh wow.
but it's the same machine shop I've used
Yeah.
since for more than 20 years. So there is a place I never seem to catch them when they're there, but there's one just a couple miles up the road that I think might be a machine shop. I need to stop in there sometime and talk to them.
Yeah.
I'm getting to the point where I need to start thinking about doing some machine work on some stuff. So
Yeah. And finding a new good machine shop and not knowing the reputation is, man, it's tough because I don't know. I don't know if it's anybody that might be watching, but I know on Facebook Messenger I was messaging with one of my fans, I guess you call it, and he said he just got his block back finally after they lost his block at the machine shop, and
oh
I think there was something else that he said he wasn't happy with, and I'm like, yeah, I would never take anything back there. That sounds too, yeah, that don't sound
that's
good.
scary.
Yeah, yeah, Jonesboro is quite the haul for me, but that's good turnaround. Only 4 days.
That's real good turnaround.
Yeah. Oh my. 14
And
months.
that's a long time to wait.
Yeah, and that's excessive. I mean,
Yeah.
my machine shop is busy. Any given time you walk in and there's probably 30, 40 blocks in the floor in different stages, and then
Yeah.
probably 10 engines uh, in the build room, assembly room, and just everything else too. And it's not really a big shop, or there's like 3 or 4 guys that work there, so there's a lot going on there. And yeah, 14 months is just way out there.
Yeah. I agree with Ryan.
Yeah. Yeah, that wouldn't have been good. It'd been about as bad as getting a bag of dog food instead of a set of cylinder heads from FedEx.
Go down two comments below Ryan's ugly truck experience.
Oh,
Uh,
uh, I'll go. I got the laughing. I didn't highlight it, but thanks, Emily. Hopefully, it was some good dog food. I got cheap old Roy, which coincidentally, it was the exact same dog food that I've always fed my dog for like the last 20 years when I had dogs. Just a cheap old Roy 50-pound bag. And I tried the expensive stuff because I had, you know, mastiffs that were, I mean, not that I spent a bunch of money on them as far as buying them, but they're a big dog. They need good nutrition. I bought the
yeah,
expensive stuff. They would not eat it.
really.
They like, yeah, I mean, they kind of sniff it and they go over and lick their own butt. I'm like, okay, fine. So like, well, this is all you've got to eat until you eat this, and I'll get you your old Roy back. It'd take it forever. They'd eat it. They'd lose a little weight. And it's like,
Huh.
I don't care. And then I'd get the old Roy out, and boy, they'd chow down on it and put some weight back on.
Amber's dog has a sensitive stomach. She can only eat. It's not real expensive. It's something we get at Walmart. Pure Balance, I think. It's the only dog food that dog can eat.
Uh-huh.
If she eats anything else, it's a bad couple of days. It's a messy house for a couple of days, and
Yeah.
something she's been like that since she was a puppy. For a while, Amber had her on a when she first got her. Um, she had her on a chicken and rice diet because anything else would make the dog sick. And then
Mm.
finally tried a couple different foods or doing some research, I guess. She found that brand and it's worked and she's never eaten anything but that brand since she was a puppy.
Yeah.
So oh,
Oh, just
we know
lost
that
power.
feeling.
Sounds like that's yeah. We know that feeling. We've had those issues the last month or so. Uh, all right, Turbo Tom. Are you talking about the brand new Challenger that's coming out? And you're getting one? I haven't looked into, but I've been seeing the last couple of days that new Challengers popping up on my Facebook feed and stuff. I haven't looked into it yet, but
I
I've seen a
so I
deal where Motor Trend was flying it in with a helicopter or something at one of the shows.
oh wow. I saw something about a new Challenger and the picture was like a minivan and I didn't even click on it. I figured that it was maybe they did to the Challenger what Ford did to the Mustang and made it a minivan or something. I I,
Oh,
I didn't know there was a
well, I mean, really, Chrysler or Dodge has already done that several times because they put the Hellcat in the Durangos and the Jeeps. You've got the
well,
Trackhawk Jeep, and you got the Jeep SRT8 or whatever, or the Durango with the Hellcat engine in it. So they've done it.
well,
And it's
yeah,
just
but they
they
put
didn't
a
make.
supercharged 800 horsepower motor in a minivan. I'm talking about
Yeah,
changing like the Mustang turned into like a little.
yeah,
It's like a little
yeah,
crossover electric car now. It's not even a
yeah.
Mustang anymore. That's
Uh,
crazy. How are they going to sell that to the public?
oh, only three
Uh,
thousand. I thought you meant only $3,000. I'm like, what?
three
Only three
three
thousand to
thousand
the
of them
U.S.
made.
market. Okay,
I was
I'm
reading
a little slow, guys.
Busted Grills Garage down here runs 840s from the factory and it'll hang the front wheels.
Yeah, wow.
There'll be a bunch
That's
of
just
those in the insurance auctions.
yeah. Uh, yeah. We've discussed getting a whole house generator, one that's a permanent one set up. Maybe one of these days.
I got my generator running again the other day. After we got home from No Name, it wouldn't run anymore, and after the power went out, and then we didn't get it running because we went to get the Fury, assuming they'd have the electric fixed the next when we got back, and it wasn't out. It was out for 2 more days after that. I did finally get our generator running, so it doesn't run the whole house, but it'll run just about everything. It won't run
Yeah,
our air conditioner or any of that, but
yeah, yeah. Our little generator. I What all did I have it plugged into this last time we lost power for a couple of days? Had a refrigerator. Uh, I can't remember. A couple of heaters because it was wintertime. We needed some heat because we have electric heat. We don't have any backup. Uh, yeah, had quite a bit on it, and I don't remember even how many watts it is, but it held up just fine.
yeah, and we keep a couple little propane heaters, just little like
Yeah,
infrared heaters that we can, because all of our heat is also electric. So if the electric goes out, we don't have heat. But
yeah,
we actually borrowed a generator from some friends of ours when ours wouldn't run that night, because I came home and did actually work on it when we brought the Fury home, and I was working on it. I couldn't get it running, so we went and borrowed one. And because our water heater is gas or propane, but it has to have electric because it's one of those tankless, so it has to have
hmm
electric to run the circuit board in it. So we were able to
uh,
plug it into the generator and take a shower, and then our stove is gas, so we could cook. And then we just used that little generator. It's one of those little, I don't know, 1,000 watt things, and ran the refrigerator so that what wasn't already junk in the refrigerator. Pretty much everything in the freezer was good, but everything was in the refrigerator because it'd been 24 hours was junk anyway. So
yeah, yeah. That was our main thing. Heat and the refrigerator. Our deep freezes. We have two stand-up deep freezes and a smaller chest freezer, but they're on the front porch. They were already in 20 or so degree weather, so it'd probably been better just to open the doors
yeah,
to keep everything cold. So,
yeah,
uh, Steven said he's working on a Remington Sportsman 58. That could be interesting.
that's cool.
Robert never has bad weather in Oklahoma. I call BS on that.
Yeah, I'm definitely calling BS on that one.
I would say that we get all Oklahoma's leftover weather, but actually in my part of Missouri we don't, because usually it goes, well, yeah, in the camera it's the right way, but like northeast.
Yeah,
So if Oklahoma gets it, then it goes just north of us in south central Missouri. It kind of goes up I-44 up to St. Louis, but
yeah. We
sometimes
get
we get stuff
everything
that comes
coming out of
straight east. But
Mississippi,
yeah,
out of what is that town down? I can't. I'm drawing a blank. It goes through Mississippi, and whatever happens in like central eastern
yeah,
Mississippi ends up in Huntsville, just about every single time.
Doctor got the TRX. He's got a Rebel for his son. Probably the TRX Dodge trucks or Ram trucks. They're not Dodges. I had to catch myself there because, yeah,
Yeah,
boys, and it's funny because, uh, yeah, sometimes the storms. I've even seen them coming southeast and hit I-44 and change direction and head right up I-44. There's something geographical about where they built I-44, because the weather pattern, the weather really follows it for some reason. And
That's good to know. Make sure you live south of it then, right?
sometimes, but then sometimes we get, it depends on the path it's going. Sometimes it'll something coming from the south, like like some Gulf storms out of Louisiana, and or East Texas, northern Louisiana, they'll come up and they'll like hit I-44 and stop, and it's like explode. And that's right over us. So
Yeah.
let's see. Or anybody in the comments, feel free to give us a suggestion of topic to talk about. This is just kind of I am not very creative sometimes when it comes to coming up with topics for this, and usually we just kind of end up, going off topic anyway. But I like to keep this first hour, really something for the viewers to chime in on, really, and comments, questions for myself or Travis about the channel. But so if you have any questions or comments for us, hit us up in the comments section. We will be going to the after hours live at 8:05 after this is over with, and hanging out there for a while, and then we'll invite anybody to come in on a little video. We got up to 4 more people available to go in there, so we'll be doing that at 8:05. Hopefully, we can get some couple people in there and hang out some more. So, what's new that you'd like to share with us on the Perpetual Projects channel?
Nothing. I mean, just actually really been working on the Jeep.
Jupe in it.
Yeah, just working on the Jupe. We
The Jupe.
we thanks, Ryan. Did he bail me out?
I think so. Yeah, he's opened up a can of worms for me that I was, and I like it. I was wanting to do this, have a guessing game. I was wanting to wait till the engine was actually finished. But we can get all the guesses, and I thought about coming up with some sort of a, I don't know, giveaway, something silly. Maybe one of the rods and pistons out, the original 305 rods and pistons or something. And but yeah, that is something that I'd like to hear guesses and comments on, good or bad. I mean, if you think the 305, 309, or 339 project is a complete waste of time, I understand. Or a complete waste of money, I understand that. Yeah, Ryan's just pushing me along. So yeah, if anybody has any guesses or comments on what the 339 will put out for horsepower, hopefully I can answer that question one of these days on paper with. Oh, wow, that's kind of low, big block. But
how big of a nitrous kit are you putting on it?
well, the biggest I could go with the kit that I have is 250 shots. So, and I've seen a lot of dyno stuff on the nitrous systems, and if you use the factory, the jets that the company says this is a 250 horse tune, if you have the proper fuel supply and the proper nitrous supply, those jets will give you 250 horse. It doesn't matter if you start out with 100 horse or start out with 1,000 horse. Those jets that that amount of fuel in nitrous is worth 250 horsepower. So, oh, but even if it does turn out to be 300 horse, with the nitrous, it'd be 550.
550. Yeah, we probably need to verify that or clarify that. Are we talking wheel horse or engine horsepower?
Uh, yeah.
How are we dynoing
Oh,
this?
so Ryan is saying times what it's going to run in the eighth
Oh,
mile. Times. Okay. Well, either way, uh, either horsepower or horsepower numbers or times at the track. Now, hopefully, I won't miss third gear because third gear is hopefully what I'll be starting out in,
if you miss
and just
third gear, you're in
shifting the.
trouble.
Yeah, but it is me.
Okay, so
Let's let's talk let's talk crank horsepower, engine horsepower. It seems to be easier.
I have a question. I need to do some research. Do you remember your quickest time with the 305 naturally aspirated in the eighth?
Not in the eighth. I don't remember that.
Okay, do you remember what it was in the quarter?
In the quarter, naturally aspirated. I think I know for sure it was in the very very low 15s. Now that sounds super slow and pathetic, but considering what the truck is, you know, 05 with a grainy low 4-speed, I'm pretty sure it was in the low 15s. I don't know if I ever squeezed out a 14-second pass all motor. And I may be wrong on that, because it's been 2 years ago. But my fastest pass ever with the 250 shot of nitrous was, I think, a 13:56 in the quarter at like, I can't remember the mile an hour.
That to be
The mile an
just.
hour is kind of slow.
Oh, it was kind of slow.
If I remember, I can't remember if it was in the high 80s or high 90s. I never broke 100 miles an hour. I think I was getting close. I think it was like 90, maybe 95, 96. But I'll have to. I think I know where my time slips are. So maybe in the after hours, we'll give everybody some time, to like talk about it, think about it, and then maybe in the after hours show, I'll go find those time slips and we could actually look it up. So
Hmm.
390 stroker, 387 horsepower, 409 torque. Yeah.
That was carrying all the accessories, though.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's got to be worth. I would say that's easily got to be. I mean, what, probably 415 horsepower without the accessories?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
At
See,
least.
that's the thing. If uh, yeah, if you're dynoing one, is it dynoed with or without the water pump? Even the water pump takes a little bit of horsepower, but uh, yeah, accessories take power away.
I mean, was the alternator, surely it wasn't hooked up and charging on the dyno. So that was going to be my guess, and I was trying to figure out a time on that.
Yeah.
I think naturally aspirated. I'm gonna say I think Ryan's pretty close. I'm thinking probably like a 8. I'll give you 820 naturally aspirated in the eighth. Um,
Let's see if I can go back and find his comment here.
he said 835, I think, and 733 with missed third
Yeah.
gear. And then, I, I mean, I'm not good at the whole nitrous thing, um, but I
Yeah.
think a second is reasonable to expect in the eighth with a 250 shot.
Well, and the thing is if this truck was an automatic with a nice a converter to match it and everything, it'd be a whole different ball game. Uh, I don't know. And if I'm gonna if I could start out in third gear like I'm hoping to be able to do and just shift into fourth and just use the 2 gears, that's gonna make it more consistent. Because man, that jump between second and third gear is such a wide spread on the RPMs that. But then again, the 339 may be making. I mean, it's gonna be making way more power than the 305 was for
Yes.
sure. So it may make up enough power to where, but man, it's still a big gear jump. We're talking. What was I thinking? I was saying like close to 3,000, at least a 3,000 RPM drop
But you never ran the
from
339, or never ran the 305 with 488 rear gears, though.
no, no.
So
See, okay, okay. Big Block 402. His original guess that was kind of low. Apparently, was wheel horsepower. Okay, is now saying crank horsepower. Okay.
do you know what the third gear ratio in your SM465 is?
Not off the top of my head, no. It's it's within a few numbers of the first gear in a power glide. If anybody knows
But
that,
it's SM.
180 SM four
What's
sixty
the
five.
465?
Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up real quick.
Oh no, I'm
370
definitely not
third
gonna.
gear ratio, or I'm sorry, 170 third gear ratio, according to Google.
Yeah, yeah, I'm not
So
gonna hit it with 250 shot all at once. That's for sure. Oh wow,
oh
Robert's
yeah, that's
Robert's numbers on that 390 was with the 600. I bet if with the Phytech or with the good 750 on it, it would make quite a bit more. Yeah. Okay. Ryan says 180 is power glide,
you're
so
a
it's
tenth
not
off a power
far
glide.
off of a not far off of a power glide. That's what gave me the idea. It's like, if I can, hopefully my clutch will take some abuse because
That's gonna be the weak link in that whole thing.
yeah, and I don't plan on a dump and go when I take off. Uh, I'm gonna kind of feather the clutch just a little bit. It's gonna be one of them motions. It'd be nice to be able to forward one of them nice. I can't remember. Of course, like I've said before, Cletus McFarland, I'm a big fan of his. And in Leroy, they use, I think it's a Black Magic.
I'm not sure what they use, but
What the brand of clutch that they use in that. They were used, I think it was a Black Magic. I'm not sure what they're using right now. Uh, but it's got weights on it. And you can take basically washers and nuts so they can add or take away weights to control the slippage. It's kind of like setting up a converter.
yeah.
It'll slip so much to so many RPMs, and it'll like really put pressure on it. Gonna slap me. Yeah, hopefully not in the side of the foot. Yeah,
There you go. That
heck
sounds
yeah,
like
man.
Fallout.
I'm all for it. Uh, 186. Okay. Aha! You have been corrected.
I think he's talking
Uh,
about in his next comment about running Robert, not the clutch slapping you in the foot.
yeah. Uh, hold on. My comments are locked up.
Uh-oh.
So, oh, what? Okay, it's catching up now. Okay, I think it's caught up now. Yeah, it would be fun. Yeah, Robert. Uh, I'll just throw my ignorance out there and just ask the question because I can't remember off the top of my head. If you're going to be going to No Name Nationals, um, that would be great. Or if you're close by, we can meet up at a drag strip close by. Because one, I'm close to nowhere. My geographical area, there's nothing close to me. But in a way, I've got a drag strip on each end of the state from me, east or west. That's about 4 hours away, and then my closest one is about 45 minutes. But I've got access, within 4 hours to three different drag strips. Actually, I think the one down in what is that one around Big Block 402's area? That's not too much further away for me, but yeah, yeah. A trip to Oklahoma is coming soon. If you're talking about the truck
Well, that's
show.
where Robert's from.
Oh, okay. Robert's from
So
Oklahoma. Okay, yeah, it's starting. It's things are starting to click up here, guys.
so
Uh,
you're gonna have to hurry up and finish that 339 and take it to the truck show.
uh, well, I mean that is possible. I'm not going to say it's not possible. It's just I just need to get busy, and if the weather warms up, that'll give me a little more energy to do stuff because I
That's
can't stand
been
working in the cold shop.
it's been a lot nicer here the last week, and I've been a lot more motivated to get out there and work on stuff.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. I was remembering that Robert's real close to Norman, Oklahoma. Yeah, yeah. Those slipper clutches are nice,
Yeah.
but they come with they come with a pretty hefty price tag too. But
Not to mention
the
a pretty steep learning curve, I think. From
look up the
Bang
bang
Shift
shift Billy.
Billy,
I need that. Okay.
it says it's way cheaper than the slipper clutch.
Huh. So Robert says Thunder Valley is also close to Norman.
I think that's a racetrack.
Yeah. I really one of my tracks I want to go to. I guess you could say a bucket list track is Mocan Dragway over there between Missouri and Kansas, but it's not too much farther north than the Oklahoma border, if I remember right. I can't remember exactly where it's at, but it's over on the Missouri Kansas border, pretty much straight east of me, or west of me. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thunder Valley's drag strip. I've heard the name. But yeah, there's a lot of cool drag strips I'd like to go to.
Oh
Okay,
wow.
so it's Bang Shift Billy. Okay, I'll check that out. And that's the thing Ryan and I have talked about, and I think you and I have talked about, Travis, is uh, this truck right now, other than what I did with it with the 305, but since then, this truck has just been a bunch of talk. What's it going to do with the 339? How's it going to do with these gears? It's all a bunch of talk,
Yep.
which is good. Bench racing's awesome, but where I want to go with it, maybe get some of these companies interested in helping me reach the goal of being the fastest grainy low 4-speed in the world. Until I get the truck to the track and actually do something with it, and they may or may not be interested.
Yeah.
Uh, so I don't know. Just got to make
Have
something
you done
happen.
any research on granny low 4-speed drag racing? Is there any following at all for it?
I haven't I haven't come up with much of anything. And if anybody's watching that has come up with it,
Yeah.
come up with anything, uh, let me know, because that's that's gonna be my goal with this truck. It's not gonna be the fastest truck in the country. It's not gonna be not the fastest small block. It's not gonna anything like that. It's just gonna be the fastest grainy low 4-speed is the unique thing going with this truck. Well, one of the unique things. I mean, I'm running a 14-bolt rear end with 8 lugs on it that you don't see much at the drag strip, unless you're in a 4-wheel drive diesel truck. But the grainy low 4-speed, that's going to be my niche or niche, whatever you want to pronounce it, that I think is going to get this truck noticed, and that's what I want to do with it. Is just otherwise, if I put an automatic in it, that takes away pretty much most of the originality about the truck, even with the 339.
Yeah.
That's getting it some traction. That's getting it some notice. But until I get it out to the track or get to the dyno, it's still just a stroke 305 that's not supposed to make any power. It's supposed to be an anchor, paperweight, boat anchor.
Right now, it can be verified. It makes 0 power.
It makes zero. It makes
It don't even have
nothing.
enough to turn the engine stand over.
No. Yeah. George Ray's is the one I was thinking of. And I think we could probably make that happen eventually.
I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, 870 is pretty quick for a quarter mile.
Yes.
Like watching Cletus McFarland. They just got done with TX2K. I haven't watched any other videos from TX2K, but they had problems in qualifying, and they qualified way slower than what they can go. So they're trying to slow their cars down, and it just didn't work because their cars were, when it came to uh, uh, the actual eliminations, I guess everything, the weather was better. I mean, everything was better. The cars just would not, they couldn't tune them down. I mean, they were just trying, but oh, Pete Harrell was one tuning Mullet the El Camino, and he's like, I've never hit the down arrow when it comes to like trying to tune something. He said, I'm always pushing the up button. It's the down button's not working right. Trying to take power out of the car. Yellow Belly. Yes, that's another one I've heard about. I like to go to. My Concho runs in the eights. Wait a minute. Is there something I don't know?
Yeah, I haven't. Ryan, is there something that you haven't told everybody?
Yeah. So Quality Control has been kind enough to help me out and put the link to the After Hours live show that'll be coming up at 8:05. We'll end this off right around 7 in about 4 minutes.
Right around 8.
And then, around 8. I'm sorry. Yeah. Thank you, Travis. It's been a long day. Had a long week already.
Yeah,
'Cause I've worked 4 shifts in the last 3 days. So,
that math
uh,
doesn't work out.
yeah. Well, I worked an 8-hour shift Sunday, a 16-hour shift yesterday, and an 8-hour shift today. So there's four 8-hour shifts in 3 days. But yeah, 8:05 or 8 o'clock. We're gonna end this off. 8:05. We'll resume back with the after hours, and the link to that is down here. Now I'm trying to catch up with. I think Robert's just giving Ryan a hard time. I'd say safely to say eighth in the eighth mile.
I
I'm
think
sure. I'm sure that car's capable of way faster than that in the eighth mile
I think eights in the 8th mile would be very disappointing.
for that car. I would be
Yeah.
excited with that.
Oh yeah, I was ecstatic to like I really want to get to the sevens, but 8. Well, I think our fastest time is like a 8:07 with
Oh
extra
yeah,
parts, and I'm very
that's
happy with
right
that.
there. That's
Yeah.
that's right there. That's just
Well,
keeping your drive shaft together and a couple tuning changes, and you be in the seven.
yes. Which I think with the way it left or was trying to leave when the drive shaft came out the first time, we might have been there on that pass. But
Yeah,
obviously we didn't even make it to the 60-foot that time. So.
yeah. I was showing. We have a new guy at work, and at work I guess I just got multiple personalities. Let's go ahead and say that because it depends on where I am, who I'm talking to, what my situation is, and how my personality comes out. You know, some of my videos I'm pretty quiet, dry, straight to the point, no enthusiasm. Uh, I get pretty wound up here on the lives because this is fun. No matter how bad of a day I'm having, I come on the live and you know excited and happy to talk to you guys. But at work, I'm the grumpy old guy that don't talk to anybody hardly. And even if the guy's working right next to me and he's wanting to learn something, he's asking me questions. I'm so focused on what I'm doing, I don't say anything. And he's like, yeah, he said I figured out that you just don't talk much, and the reason you don't answer my questions is because you're just focused. I said that's exactly right. I said I answer your questions. I just answer them in my head and forget to verbalize them. And so, with all that said, I was showing him. I told him about my YouTube channel. He's like, I just can't see you being on YouTube and being talkative. So I had to show him some stuff, and we went back. I showed him the videos of Squeaky at No Name Nationals, and I got the reminiscing and watching that myself, and uh, man, I screwed that whole run up. But the good thing was, is since I threw my drive shaft and had that going on, nobody's ever mentioned how badly I botched my launch. That was horrible. That was so horrible. But we're gonna hold that thought. We're gonna cut off this live. We'll jump in after hours in about 5 minutes, and we'll continue our conversation with this. Hopefully we will. Seems like when we try that on the other lives, like just completely changes. But
Yeah.
we're talking about Mike Honcho running 8th in the quarter mile, and how I botched my launch at No Name National. So we'll pick up there in about 8 minutes. So be right back.
See ya.